I'm going to follow up what Jose was asking at half-time. In fact, you know what? I'm going to keep quiet. Jose, you actually wanted to ask Kevin a question, which I also want to ask him, but I want you to do the honours, please.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I was wondering because he's a very talented player. Obviously, you can see that. He done an amazing season last season for the team, renew his contract, and completely disappear, in my opinion. Obviously, I was actually watching the game with my partner, and I was killing him before he scored. You know, he scored. I don't know.
Yes.
So obviously you cannot say too much about that because actually he scored today. But I believe this drop on form, you believe he has to do something to do with actually renewing his contract and is more now relaxed about it, or what do you think?
Jose, that's a really good question. And at the start of the season, obviously he had 1 year left, and it was a matter of, is he going to be sold or is he going to be renewed? So they renewed his contract. Everything looked good on the first day of the season. You know, the first day of the season, Arsenal went to Fulham, won 3-0, he scored a great goal. Nobody had any issues. But Arsenal's problem, Jose, has been consistency. Aubameyang's consistency coincides with the team's consistency. The team, when do you see an Arsenal team doing so poorly at the Emirates? Usually that's the strong point of the club. They've done so badly at the Emirates. His form fell. He had issues with his mum. His mum was ill. We didn't know the extent. He had to travel back home to see his mum because it was a critical time. So that can play on the mind. These ain't excuses, because when it comes to the football pitch, as you know, Jose, you have to perform no matter what's going on in the background. If you're going to cross that white line, you have to perform. But there are mitigating circumstances. Even today, obviously, he's had malaria from an international break. So his season has been stop-start, problems, stop-start. And this is the time where Arsenal really need him. You know, usually for the last 2 seasons, he's 20-plus goals a season. I think just now he's in double figures. You know, for a striker of his quality, Arsenal need 20, 25 goals out of him. And obviously that's not going to happen this season. So, yeah, maybe it was a little bit of taking your foot off the gas after the new contract, maybe.
Can I give a follow-up question to that? Because he was playing out of his skin before the contract negotiations, or while they were occurring, happened, of course, at the FA Cup, winning that. He had a huge role in the semi-final and the final. But do you think that Mikel Arteta has an issue with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and vice versa? Do you think there's some sort of discourse happening between the two of them? And following up from that, could it lead to another Ozil situation? This is the captain, he's in his 30s, he's given a long-term contract, and he's on a lot of money, Kevin, a lot of money.
Well, I think there has been a breakdown, especially for the North London derby. The North London derby, your captain arrives at the football club late, and he's on the bench. That can't happen. You know, we're in COVID time. It's not as if there's a lot of traffic on the road going to the game. And you're the captain. You have to be at the stadium early. Get there early. And he was late. And Mikel Arteta rightfully dropped him from the team. And I think that rolled for a few weeks as well. That Aubameyang, I thought his nose was out of joint. Apparently, he didn't do the warm down or do some running after he left the stadium, etc. So that probably it can be an issue. Moving forward, though, this is what I would say. I don't think Aubameyang or Mikel Arteta can be too together on this, because there has been issues. If Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not fully committed to Arsenal, Mikel Arteta has to sell him. I don't want him to go, but if he's not fully committed to the regime of what Mikel Arteta's looking to do at Arsenal, because he has to turn things around. He really does, because what's been happening this season hasn't been great. Although Arsenal still have a chance in the Europa League, The league season hasn't been great. It hasn't been a great campaign. And if Aubameyang's on board, fantastic. He's the captain. He stays. You put everything under the sand. But if he's not fully committed, then you have to really look at, can we move him on? Because unless you're 100% committed, you shouldn't have any place at Arsenal.
Just a quick one for Jose. I want to get your perspective on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Do you think maybe we've already seen the best of him? Because every time I talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, every pundit says to me, no, he'll come good, he'll come good. And for years I've been doing matches, and it's said often about strikers that he'll come good, he'll come good. What about Fernando Torres? Was he ever the same when he went to Chelsea? You'd probably argue no. He never rediscovered the form which we saw him light up the Premier League with when he was at Liverpool. What about Shevchenko when he joined Chelsea? Oh, he'll come good, he'll come good. He never did. He never reached the highs which he had with AC Milan for many years prior. Is it possible we've already seen the best of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Jose?
I believe he's a player that obviously proved himself a lot. That's the reality, and at the club as well. If you're asking me what I think about him, he's a player that is at top of his game. He's one of the best strikers you can see out there. The problem is what Kevin said. Is he 100% into the team? That's a question that he has to ask himself, really, because I agree with you, Kevin, in the way that, yeah, maybe if he's not 100%, Arsenal get rid of him, but maybe they have another problem that they have with Ozil, because now he's in a big, massive contract. It's actually, like you're saying, his 30s, so it's not easy to get an Arsenal as well. It's not like he's going to play Champions League next year. You know what I mean? So it's not easy. From Aubameyang, in my opinion, he just has to commit himself. It depends on him. If he wants to give his 100%, I really believe he's going to do well for Arsenal. He's a very good striker. The problem, I'm not sure if he's going to be 100%, and as well with what the Kevin mentioned, you know, the issues he has with the manager. I believe as an ex-player, and you, Kevin, will agree as well, in my opinion, when I used to play, it doesn't matter how well I get with the manager. When I get into the pitch, I have to do my job. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with the manager. That's why I get paid off, you know, and that's what I own to the fans. I'm not sure if Aubameyang feel the same. That's my opinion about it.
Kevin? I mean, you can't always say a player will get back to his best.
Yeah, Adam, here's the crazy thing. Arsenal's demise has seen the demise this season of Aubameyang for whatever reasons. And I've mentioned certain things that have happened in his personal life that could affect his mood, etc. But when you cross that line to go on the pitch, one, you need a functioning team. Two, Aubameyang isn't the player like St. Maximum who could pick the ball up and beat 5 or 6 players and put it in the net. He relies on service. Arsenal haven't been consistently feeding any strikers on the football pitch. So you know Aubameyang, if he gets the chances, normally he's getting 20 goals. Aubameyang is just in double figures. So there's been a significant drop-off. Some of that, yes, is down to the player. But some of that is down to the team. And the team haven't been functioning. The team have been relying on the likes of Saka, who has been sensational. Young player. Saka's 19 years old. Smith Rowe's 20 years old. That's who Arsenal have been relying on. When really they should have been relying on Lacazette, Aubameyang, Xhaka, you know, all of these players. But Arsenal haven't been the same. And it's all come together at once. So Mikel Arteta has a tough job to do, but I think he will do the right thing come the summer.